Hi, welcome to Project Geospatial. I'm Adam Simmons, and this episode is going to be focused about announcements coming up over the next week. First announcement is We've Gone podcast. So what does that mean exactly? Well, we're still going to be broadcasting all of our episodes on YouTube. However, all of the audio from our podcast or our webcasts are going to be converted into audio podcasts and distributed over a multitude of different platforms. Let me show you what I'm talking about real quick. So we started with Anchor.fm last week, but that quickly distributed to a number of different platforms for your listening pleasure. Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Spotify, or you can copy your own RSS feed. There's more to come. We're going to eventually be on iTunes as well. But now you can listen to us on the road if you'd like. You not just have to rely on watching us on YouTube. And our episodes are not too long, but you can easily go through our anywhere between 10 to 15-minute episodes. And we've uploaded the last couple months worth of stuff. That includes our St. Louis interviews and our interview with a couple interviews at GeoEnt 2019 and our interview with Kevin Pomfrey with Location Privacy as well. So feel free to check those out. And I can't wait for you guys to support us on these platforms too. Next announcement I have, well, it's more of an announcement. This is actually more associated with what we're doing, creating awareness of different mapping applications, services, best practices, etc. An individual on Twitter actually started a hashtag called the 30-Day Map Challenge. To show you what I mean by that, this individual, who unfortunately I'm going to butcher his name, I'm not good with these names here. It's Topi. I'm just going to call him Topi because you can see his full name on the screen there. He actually started 30-Day Map Challenge on Twitter, hashtag 30-Day Map Challenge, and each day is a different category. So points, lines, polygons, hexagons, raster, blue. So today is the 8th of November, so the category would be green. So you'd make a map focused around the word green. So it doesn't have to be a green map. It could be focused on green energy or trees or something like that. So if you wanted to participate in the map challenge, the challenge itself is making a map every day for 30 days. However, if you just wanted to make a map for that day, go for it. I encourage you to do so. And let's check out the hashtag for a second and see what folks have been making. I'm going to look at the latest tweets here for the map challenge. So here's an interesting one. How the product has been, okay, so this is Flight Lines over Paris from 2018 survey. Fascinating here. And so once again, from here, I love looking at these projects. It just explores the different use cases and that folks are using, not just maps in general, but how they apply different data and data visualization techniques. Really fascinating. So Mexico Forest, for example. Here's some good ones. What's another one here that I've seen? There's a bunch of them here. Some of them are left over from yesterday, which was the color red. So these are Estonian outbound tourists. Oddly enough, I've actually seen a lot of maps around Estonia, so I might want to look into that a little bit more. Maybe Estonia data has all of a sudden come available, because once again, there's been a lot of Estonia maps lately, or maybe a couple individuals who've been participating are from Estonia. Traffic accidents in Oslo. So where I'm actually finding this very fascinating too is not just the map, the visualizations and the application of data, but a lot of these folks are labeling where they've gotten the data too. And that's a really good thing to review this hashtag if you're looking for data to explore, mess with, and find potential use cases for. Here's an interesting thing around wildfires, Rural Fire Brigade of the NSW bushfires. Okay, interesting enough. And that was for the color red yesterday. So once again, check out the 30-Day Map Challenge on Twitter. You're going to find a lot of interesting maps, over the course of this month, but also in the last 7 or 8 days as well. So as far as other announcements go, so USGIF announced their scholarship program, and that deadline to apply is February 28th. And there's a number of different scholarships that USGF has offered, but this particular deadline is focused around the Stu Shea USGF scholarship, which is a $15,000 scholarship in honor of Stu Shea, one of the founders of USGF and chief executive and chairman of the organization. The scholarship be awarded to a PhD student studying cartography, geography, or imaging science. The recipient of this scholarship will be invited to accept their award on stage at the GeoInt Symposium. That would be GeoInt 2020, which I believe it's going to be hosted in Tampa this year, next year. So, yes, this anyway, 28th. The scholarship's only available for U.S. citizens and permanent residents. Deadline to apply for a Stu Shea scholarship is February 20th. Go ahead, apply. Excellent resource to check out if you're an aspiring PhD student studying those areas of the industry. So the next announcement, and happens to be another USGF announcement, is next week is GeoInt Community Week. That's November 18th to 23rd. Now, a lot of the events around GeoInt Community Week are centered around Northern Virginia. However, there's a lot of things that are happening around your area. So there's a couple. Let's start with those. 18th through 22nd, it's the Present Intro to GeoInt at your local school. So what this effort is volunteers share the Intro to GeoInt presentation within schools. These are middle school, high school, perhaps even elementary school. Have to kind of explore that one a little bit more, how far down they go. But you can actually volunteer as an industry professional to do this. The presentation takes 45 minutes to an hour, and they're actually looking for volunteers still for next week. So reach out to Christine Mackerel. Where they want to focus this is in a couple different locations I know of around the country, probably in the same locations where the USGF has outreach initiatives, and including with the YPG. So I don't know for sure, but it's likely they have these aligned with, once again, the YPG third Thursdays too. So Ann Arbor, Michigan, Melbourne, Florida, St. Louis, Missouri, and Washington, D.C. is all where YPG is penetrated. So I'm assuming that's where they might have some of the same events for the local schools as well. And then there's a couple other locations that they could be doing this. I know they have some presence in Colorado Springs too. So check that out. Reach out to Christine if you're interested in participating in that. Around Northern Virginia specifically, there's Geo Interaction Tuesday, which is at NBC Springs, Virginia, where there's a guest speaker, Dr. Andrew Brooks, Chief Data Scientist at NGA, who's going to be speaking. There's going to be a Machine Learning and Artificial Intelligence workshop November 19th and 20th at NGA Campus East, Springfield, Virginia. So if you're able to attend that should be a fascinating workshop to go to. You'll learn about machine learning initiatives as it aligned and focused on the geospatial community. So professional certification testing, they have a lot of different professional certification programs out there right now for USGF, and they're offering the CGPG exam is free for individuals to pilot. I do not have these acronyms memorized, but we can look at specifically what those actually are. Of course, they don't. So CGP, so that's the Certified GeoInt Professional. What these actually E, R, D, and G's are, I'll have to. Oh, here we go. They actually say right there. Introduce Essentials, which I think is more of a basic certification. Remote sensing and imagery analysis, geospatial data management, and also offer a free pilot exam for its recently updated GIS and analysis tool certification. So that's what the acronyms are in right there. Check it out when you get a chance. Those would be very, very good if you're looking to put another certification in your belt, or in general, working towards a certification gets you spun up and trained on the topic at hand. So it's almost like a really good refresher if you're already if you're looking to enhance yourself from a training perspective. Finally, November 21st through 22nd, the Columbia University in New York City, New York. That's going to be Geography 2050. That's actually a separate conference organized by the American Geography Society. and I have yet to go to this. I'm not sure I'm going to be going to this year. So for one reason, and one reason only, it interferes with everything else we got going on locally. But 1 year, I'd love to go to this. And the focus of the symposium this year is borders and a borderless world. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of interesting data-heavy conversations going on that would be fascinating to check out. My last announcement for USGF, at least, because it seems like all I'm doing is advertising their stuff, is a Geo Gala. And this should be a fascinating black tie event to go to, supporting not just the geo community and tradecraft, but it's a great way to meet industry leaders from the defense intelligence, homeland security, and USGF members in general. And if anything, you like fancy parties, it's a great event to go to. So check that out. By the way, if you want to go to the Geo Gala and the machine learning conference, you want to do that this week, you probably should register today since it is not too far off. So I believe that's all I have today. We are going to be, once again, check us out on the podcast platforms, but we're going to have a lot of folks come on for interviews over the next month or two. I'm going to hit up at the end of November a lot of the 30-day map challenge. The folks who participate in there, I've been hitting them a lot. There's a couple of folks interested in talking about their projects, where they got the data, how they made the map visualization. So those should be interesting conversations if you want to know how they did it. And if you see a very interesting map that interests you, send it to us, and we love to showcase it on the show here. So look for our interviews coming up, and I can't wait to see what comes out of that, at least. Anyway, my name is Adam Simmons, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.